taking you to Cheung Swing Chun Academy, a martial arts studio started up by Kung Fu master and the late Bruce Lee's best friend, William Cheung. I started by talking with his son James about their strong family history, and then s2e3 Damien about the power of the Chinese martial art. Your father, William, was best friends with Bruce Lee, who is well known all over the world for his martial arts skills. Tell me a little bit about the journey, and how many years ago did your dad arrive in Australia? Like, there are so many stories. He taught Bruce Lee a lot.
My father and Bruce Lee were best friends growing up in Hong Kong. They were born within a month of each other, so they really grew up learning martial arts. And grew up on the rough streets of Hong Kong at the time, dealing with the gangs, the triads. And they both were trained under the legendary Grandmaster Yip Man. And through this training, they got into a bit of trouble to the point where their lives were in danger, so they actually had to flee Hong Kong. They had a contract out on them by the triads.
Oh, wow.
For both Bruce and my father. So Bruce Lee was actually born in America. He was born in San Francisco, so he was an American citizen. That's why he was able to go to America. And my father had a sister living in Sydney at the time, so he was able to come to Australia.
And did they obviously stay in touch when they...
They did. They never actually saw each other physically in person after that, but they kept in touch by letter.
A little birdie told me that you taught Robert Downey Jr. That's amazing. Was it for one of his movies? Tell me about it.
Yes, so Robert Downey Jr. has been training Wing Chun for quite some years now, maybe 15 years. And I had the honor to train with him a few times, actually. I think it was in lead up to his new Sherlock movie that he was preparing for, so he was getting in shape, and he's very dedicated. Yeah,
so it's obviously a very popular martial art that everyone's trying to learn. Are there any other actors that you know of that also do Wing Chun?
Well, I also had the honor of meeting with Val Kilmer, and he was interested in doing Wing Chun as well, and also Stevie Wonder as well. So it's good for just general well-being and peace of mind as well.
So I'm here with s2e3 Damien. Now, how long have you been working at the academy, and what's the most rewarding thing about working here?
Well, I've worked here for at least over nearly 10 years now, I believe. Yeah, it's over 10 years. And the most rewarding thing is to be able to inspire people to change their life, not so much about doing martial arts to defend themselves, but also to be able to help them to believe in themselves, that they're able to achieve so much greater things than that they're currently doing at the moment, especially that we've been working a lot with disabled kids, domestic violence, a lot of people that thought that they wouldn't be able to train in martial arts because they don't have the ability to do so. And we were obviously able to help them to change their life in doing so. Yeah.
And definitely the crime rate has increased, and a lot more women are getting attacked, and you've got classes specifically designed for women, self-defense. Can you tell me a little bit about those classes?
Well, the great things about here teaching Wing Chun Kung Fu is this is the only system that has been developed by women, and Grandmaster William Cheung here has been spreading his knowledge at the Wing Chun Kung Fu Academy, where we're using some very specific technique to allow women without using force on force to defend themselves, so they can do some short courses that allows them to protect themselves on the street at home, and also to believe that they can do so without being any fitter than anybody else at the gym, you know?
And tell me about the disabled kids. How has their confidence increased, and how is it you actually help them?
Well, this is where it comes down to where Wing Chun Kung Fu is great, in the sense that we don't need to actually have to be fit to be able to learn on how you can use both your arms and legs to protect yourself. But it's so much about believing that you can do the little things. We use pressure point striking. So for instance, the disabled kids, where we have some of them that can do proper squats, for instance, or they can't kick properly. They can use their hands, for instance, using pressure point striking, and to trigger some discomfort to someone who's going to attack them.
And who would your target market be, or do you cover everyone, males, females, disabled?
We pretty much cover every age group, and also male, female, kids, you know, because I don't think if you're on the street If someone wants to attack you, you're going to say, oh, hang on, I can't take you down. I'm going to go somewhere else. So that's it.
There you go. It was great to learn more about the fighting technique and the Cheung strong family history. And now let's head to